Hello. I'm having a little camera issues tonight. Well, it's not my camera, it's the program. So I use a couple of different programs. I use the I don't know what is this called, the streaming service. I should get my mirror down from putting my makeup on. So I use this streaming service thing to do to stream out all of my stuff every week, and it's not tying in with my camera. I don't know what's going on. It's very frustrating, and it's telling me that it's in use. I don't know. It's really weird. I'm having an interesting time with that. But I'm actually hoping to correct some of the issues that I've been having with, I guess, sound on some of my videos, the new videos that just came out, numerology videos. So, anyway, I hope you guys are doing great. Good to see everyone. Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can fix it. This is gonna drop me crazy. I'm not centered. It's I maneuver the camera on the other program, and then I stream into this, and so I don't have these little black boxes on the side. I don't know what's happening. Great. Okay, weird topic. Granted, this is a weird topic, but I do want to talk to you guys about this because I gotta tell you, I've had so many clients come to me just recently and ask me why is Spirit allowing something to happen? Why is Spirit allowing people to be so mean, so cruel, whatever's going on? Okay, I get that. I get that. There's a lot of people that their ego is completely out of control. Let's talk about some of the people just throwing out names there well, he's no longer with us, but Jeffrey Epstein. What is going on with my hair? Oh my gosh. So Jeffrey Epstein, a little bit of an ego on that guy. I don't want to say people in the royal family because they're in the royal family. That I think alone gives you an ego boost, but because what do you say when people are doing things that are really entitled or ego based? What do you say? Oh, what do you give the Queen of England? What do you give the King of England? King now and Queen. It's really hard for me to remember. But you see that situation, and those people are actually kings and queens or possibly moving in that direction. But the thing is, we do have a healthy ego. And we also have ego-based decisions, because I don't think that the ego is the worst thing in the world. I don't. I think we all need a healthy ego. And part of the reason why I'm saying this is because, again, I've talked to several people this week. It's only Tuesday. I've talked to several people this week about why Spirit allows certain things to happen. Why is Spirit allowing this to happen? Why is Spirit allowing mean things to happen? I guess we could talk about Diddy. He's high in the news right now. Well, let's take a whole. So anyway, we could talk about that. I would say that Sean Combs has a really ego, right? I would say that there's a lot going on, surprisingly, in the let's call it the religious industry. I never would have thought that I would classify churches as an industry, but again, for as many people that I read for that have problems with people in the church or people that are associated with churches, it's bad. It's bad. So I think a healthy ego is being able to say, I deserve better. I don't need you to limit me. I don't need you to, treat me this way, whatever. I think that's a healthy ego because I think that goes hand in hand with self-esteem. When you are good at something and you say, I am good at this, let me do it, let me whatever, that's a healthy ego. To me, that is a very healthy ego. These lights, see, the other program that I have, also helps me control the lighting, so yeah. So anyway, I do feel like that we have to have a healthy ego. We do. So when you're filling out, again, someone I talked to this week, when you're filling out your paperwork for your reviews, you know what I'm talking about, and they're asking you these questions, you shouldn't play down your talent. You shouldn't play down how much you give to the company. Now, I'm not saying that you should step on other people's toes and you should be like, hey, that little shit, Kevin, Karen, whatever, over there never does any of their damn work. I do it all. You want to put a spin on that and say, I'm willing to help out people when they get behind in their work. I'm a team player. I do this. You see what I'm saying? You can put a spin on that, And a lot of your managers or whatever will read between the lines and know who you're talking about. Sometimes they don't. I don't know. But anyway, what I'm saying is that we do have to have a healthy ego. I think that it's really important. I think that that's a good thing, especially for self-esteem. I know when I step out of bounds with my ego, Spirit is not gentle with me at all. If I get too big for my britches, you can tell where I'm from. If I get too big for my britches, let me tell you, Spirit will take me down a peg in the biggest, most embarrassing way ever. So just for example, all right, last week, I don't know how many of you noticed this, and quite a few people watch in the reruns, which is actually where I get most of my views, is in the reruns of the show. But there was something on my shirt last week. There was something on my shirt. Now, I'm telling you this because I thought it was funny. After a time, I thought it was funny. But, Mouse, my cat had gotten something on the shirt that I was planning on wearing. So I just went and grabbed a shirt and I was like, okay, I just bought this. I'll just wear this one. Wow. I left the size tag, right on my boob last week. And it was like a strip size tag. So, of course I noticed once the show was over. But again, I was feeling a little too big for my britches about something completely different. And Spirit was like, let me tell you, honey, you're going to get humbled. You're going to get humbled. So I have always been really okay with being humbled because, I'll get the wind knocked out of me real quick. When I start thinking about some of my clients or even some of my friends, and I'm just like, how can they not do this? What is wrong with them? Why aren't they getting up? Why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they getting motivated? Then Spirit will show me what it's like to be in their shoes. And I had a healthy taste of that this year as well. So I know some of you may know I've had some health issues. I've had some things going on. It has affected definitely my mood. It doesn't help that menopause is here. And really, all you ladies out there that are on the verge of menopause, or if you're heading this way, or if you're in it right now, let me tell you something. That is a gift that keeps on giving. Not only do you get adult acne, which is so much fun. Not only do you get adult acne, but some of us get itchy ears. Yeah. So my husband caught me scratching the inside of my ear with this weird shit from our kitchen, and I was just he was like, don't you use that to like help you start peeling an orange? And I was like, yeah, but it's really, really good at scratching my ears. If you're a physician, I'm really sorry, and you don't need to hear this. But just like fun stuff that's menopause. So I have that, and then I have like, this health issue that I'm dealing with. And then it was definitely affecting my mood, which affected every single thing I did. I overworked myself, I pushed myself too hard, I got overwhelmed, and I took several months off. I took 4 months off. I mean, no problem, right? I mean, I'm grateful still for the 1,200 followers I have still on YouTube, because, if you're not posting on YouTube, you don't get views. You don't. So my ego took a hit because I was just like, I don't understand. And these are people that I care about. These are people that I just absolutely adore and love. I'm just like, why aren't they giving up? Why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they changing their life? What's this way? So Spirit showed me. Spirit showed me like what it's like to have those feelings. What it's like to feel that with your health, with your mental health, all of those things. I got a high dose of that. Was that fun? Oh, no. That was unpleasant. It was very unpleasant, and I don't wish to do that again, but I have better understanding of when I talk to my clients now. But I keep talking to people that are just like, I don't understand why bad things are not happening to these people. Why are these people trying to cause bad things for me? Whether it's an ex, whether it's like a friend, whether it's family members or people that are in your industry, people that you work with, or people from rival, like whatever it is that you do. The thing is, they will get theirs. They will. No one escapes without getting theirs, okay? So you don't have to sit back and go, how can I cause injury to them? How can I hurt them? How can I take them down? No, we're getting into the unhealthy ego part here. The reason why I say that is because there are people out there with egos that are enormous, could fill up like Montana and the Dakotas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can fill an ocean. Those are the people that feel like they know more and that they are here to control other people. Even the monarchs that I was just referring to when I said, oh, who are you, the Queen of England? And there's actually a Queen of England. Well, there was. The thing is, like, even the monarchs don't control people like they used to. They're not Henry VIII. They're not just whacking people's heads off and just being like, yeah, now it's time for you to shut up. But they've evolved a bit. Now, they probably still, again, have an enormous ego. Have you seen the places where they live? I don't know if any of you have ever been to the Biltmore House in Asheville, Colorado. And by the way, I'm still sending shout outs and lighting candles and stuff for all of my folks that are in Western North Carolina. They're still without power, or at least most of the people that I'm talking to are still without power. And I keep checking. One of my friends in particular, she's lucky. She does a lot of traveling, so she has a tiny house, like a van thing. And so she has that she can stay in and have what she needs. But still, there's a lot of people in Western North Carolina that are hit. But if you ever get an opportunity to go to Asheville and see Biltmore House, that is freaking phenomenal. And it's still privately owned, even though you buy tickets to go see it. It is a privately owned establishment. Pretty awesome. If I was there, yeah, that'd be some ego. That would be huge. I don't know, I mean, like I said, I get humbled all the time by spirit, but when you try to manipulate or control what is going on with other people and their career path, their relationships, their money, whatever, when you try to control that, that is bad ego. That is bad ego. No. That's the wrong way for us to go, because it is not up to us. It's not up to us what goes on with those people. It is not up to us, because you have to oh, sorry, I'm just like trying to read this. Hang on 2 seconds. I just see Facebook user. I'm still having like something going on with Facebook that I'm not seeing the names on Facebook, so I'm sorry. But the thing is, there is a healthy ego. There is a healthy ego when you know you deserve better. When you know that you're like, no, this is not okay. Another friend of mine, they didn't have power during this whole thing, and her significant other like wasn't pitching in, wasn't taking care of things, and then just decided to be like, yeah, you know what, I've had enough. I'm really tired of this like rigmarole. I'm gonna leave you here with the animals. You're okay, right? I can't live without AC. And took off. Another client of mine told me that a similar thing happened to her, and I'm like, dang, this is like really showing what is going on with these people. That is bad ego. For a good ego to stand up and say, yeah, I don't deserve this, lots are going to be changed when you come back. You know, that's good. That's good. Do not start comparing yourself to what other people have. If you've got an ex out there and they're doing some really shitty things and some really shady things to like come back at you and to try and take you down, keep walking your walk, do some protection, watch your ass, start communicating with them like with like emails and texts only, so that you have proof, so that you have something that you can prove, and just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep trying to separate yourself away from them as much as you possibly can, because you cannot control the narrative. You can't control how quickly karma catches up to them. Unless karma presents something to you and is like, hey, you wanna answer a few questions and speed this up? Yeah, okay, you can do that. But let me tell you, I never get that opportunity, because karma knows that I would jump on that bandwagon with both feet, and I would be like, oh, let me tell you what an asshole this person is. That's exactly what I would be. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. I would ride that all the way until I saw like them blown to smithereens by karma. And that is why I am not allowed to do that by spirit. Probably why I haven't won the lottery either. Oh my gosh. I would be just, oh my gosh. It would be tragic. It would be bad. Yippee, needed to see your pretty face. Mentally and emotionally in a blender, physically. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So much chaos and fear. Sorry. I'm in full Virgo empath. Oh my gosh. Okay, I get that. And empaths do have it. Empaths have it hard, because the thing is, we'll overcompensate, right? It happens. It does. Like, empaths will be pushed and just like, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. Maybe you'll have a little talk with yourself in the mirror. You know, maybe you'll sit down and you'll just be like, okay, girl, we got to get this straight. Let me iron some stuff out. And then you overcompensate and you overshoot it. And then Everybody's like, oh my gosh, she's such a bitch. Yeah, okay. But they're also used to looking at you as a pushover. So that's that too. But you will like overshoot it. And that's me. That is 100% me. I have no problem admitting that. But my ego, if my ego isn't in control, like the bad one, I just don't think it's not healthy. It's not a good thing for me. It's definitely not a good look. And I would just be, I don't want to say I would be like Diddy because that's like scary and he's like, abusive. But I'm talking about the controlling part because he tried to control like so many different artists. He tried to control like all the stuff that was like going on, and that's, I mean, like, what are you going to do? So, I know. So the thing is, you have to have a healthy say in like what you're good at, what you're capable of, but also like keeping it a little humble. I mean, because let me tell you, I mean, Spirit can put you in some humbling circumstances. And again, if I start getting too full of myself and too big for my britches, Spirit just like, oh, okay, there she goes again. Let's just like snap that right back into. Let's put her back in her place. Yeah, they have no problem doing that, and I frequently. So I'm not even sure why I mess around with that. But the thing is, we don't need to make decisions that are ego based. We don't need to make decisions thinking, okay, I need to buy this house because I'm trying to make myself look better than my sibling or my coworkers or my family members or friends of mine. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares as much as you do. Nobody cares as much as you do. And if they do, they've got ego problems. But that's the thing, is that too many people are just like, oh my gosh, I can't be buying my clothes at Walmart. Well, I was telling one of my clients, who's actually a very wealthy woman, she like routinely will she sends me pictures of her doing like red carpet stuff and like you think, and I think it's great. I think it's amazing. She looks like freaking Barbie doll, and I'm just like, yeah, girl, yeah. And I was joking with her, and I said, oh no, I am so lazy now that I primarily just buy my clothes from whatever food place I'm at. Like if I'm buying food, I usually go to some place that also sells clothes. Yeah, I know, lazy. So Walmart, Target, top two right there. And Super Target, oh my gosh, Sam's, 100%. I mean, Costco, yeah. Lidl, I mean, awesome shirts. Are you kidding me? I just, I find stuff and I'm like, I'm so lazy unless I can order it in, unless like I can buy it from the same place that I buy my food from. Like, what's the point? I'm tired. I don't give a shit. And I don't think I would have said those things like, 20, 25 years ago, but yeah, I'm good. What I am glad about, and when I get fancy, when I get real fancy, I go to Kohl's. Because, I usually have some Kohl's cash. So awesome. I mean, because Dr. Seuss likes to buy shoes from there, so. And now, Kohl's has a Sephora in it. Shut up. I don't even need to go anywhere else. I don't even have to go across town anymore. Like, I just drive down the street and I can hit Sephora, fancy clothes at Kohl's. I do order some fancy clothes from Amazon too. I'm lazy. But That's the kind of ego stuff that you get from having boys in your house, because even if you dress up, they will mess up your clothes. Went to my grandmother's funeral this year in February. I had a white shirt on, in the car, driving to her funeral. And I thought, you know, it's fine. I'm in the car. How bad can it get? It can get bad when you have the wrecking crew in the car with you for an hour and 45 minutes. Yeah, it can get ugly, unattractive. So, yeah, I had to try and hide it at my grandmother's funeral. Again, who did I have to show off to? Not really anybody. I mean, there's a lot of people in that boneyard, but, you know, I don't think they gave a shit what I was wearing. But the thing is that we do have to have a healthy ego, so that when people do try to put us down, or people try to push us around, that we're just like, no. Here's what I'm doing that feeds into your self-esteem, that healthy ego, and I'm not going to stand for this. I'm too good for this. I mean, really, you can say that. I am too good for you to badmouth me, even if you think it's a joke. I hate that. I've been dealing with that all my life, you know, and people just like saying shitty things to my face and then calling it a joke. That is so painful and so hurtful. And the weird thing is even just up until a few years ago, I would still kiss those people's asses. Why? Okay, that's bad. And they're acting in an ego-based situation. Start thinking about your healthy ego versus an unhealthy ego. An unhealthy ego would be trying to control a situation that you have absolutely no control of. Your ex-friend, your ex-mother-in-law, your ex-romantic partner. I'm just naming off exes because that seems to have been a theme the past 2 days. It's like exes. You know, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, whatever, extended family, friends, ex-coworkers. It's not going to take it. You're not going to be the one. If you have a healthy ego, Spirit may give you the opportunity. Don't take advantage of it. I've done that, and it didn't work out well. But you know, Spirit can give you the opportunity to pull the trigger if it's something that you deserve. I don't really get that opportunity too much anymore because I take advantage of it. I'll just be real honest with you. I do. I will tell you a story about when I started to step into standing up for myself a lot more. This is in the 90s, okay? So in the 90s, I worked at this bank, and I had an appointment one day, so I was using my lunch hour to go to this appointment. So I had to eat at my desk, and I'm eating at my desk, and I had this little, what's called a skirmish, with another lady that worked there. She was younger than me. She was very, very pretty. I mean, and she had a skinny ass, you know, those kind of people that you're just like, I just want to slap them. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't hate her. I really liked her at first. And then I realized that she was talking shit about me, like, to everyone there. And she was saying some incredibly rude things, like, about me. And I had double the workload that she did. And so I'm sitting at my desk, and everybody knew about this, by the way. Everybody knew. So I'm sitting at my desk, and I'm eating. And this really snotty jackass of a vice president walks by. Feeling his oath, feeling his ego. He walked by, and he saw me eating my lunch and working. And he walks up to her, and he goes, do they pay y'all the same for that? And I sat there, I just sat there, and I was like, Oh my gosh. And see, she was like getting mouthy, like I wasn't listening to her. And I'm just like, and she goes, yeah, apparently, but some of us get special privileges. So there was, I think, 8 vice presidents in that building. I went to every single person's office and talked to them personally, including this jackass with the adult acne. He was such an asshole, and we were the same age. But he was sitting in his office, and I walked in, and I knocked on his door, and I was like, hey, I just wanted to apologize to you because I was eating lunch at my desk today, and I realized that is so unprofessional. But I have a doctor's appointment today, and they need to take like a pap smear, and they're just doing. And I was like really just like it on with him, just to be a bitch. With everybody else, I just went into their office and I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. I hope it didn't cause an issue, but I had to eat lunch at my desk today so that I could leave early and go to a doctor's appointment. And everyone in that building, with the exception of him and her, were just like, oh my gosh, no, I eat at my desk all the time. That's like a normal thing. And I was like, yeah, I just got called out on it by this guy that's named after a jar. I just got called out on it by him, and it seemed like he and her, my rival, had an issue with me eating at my desk. So I just wanted to go around and apologize. That was 30 years ago almost, and I remember just sitting at my desk and feeling so humiliated because someone would say something so mean. Why? For what reason? Why would they feel the need to humiliate me? And again, I get asked this question every single day. Why are they so mean? Why do they not want me to succeed? Why do they want to do this to me? Why can't they see my side? They can't. And if it's in any kind of relationship, and I don't care what kind of relationship this is, friendship, a romantic relationship, a family relationship of some kind, if they won't make that time to see it, they never will. And that's where your healthy ego needs to say, I deserve something better. I deserve something better. And it's hard to do that. That day that I went and told everybody that, like, I kept getting email after email going, did something happen? Did something happen? And I was like, well, this guy, let's call him the Jarhead. He's named after a jar. And her, like, had this conversation in front of me. And he decided that he thought that was appropriate to call me on the carpet. My direct boss, my direct supervisor, just about had a cow. And she had a lot more, like, seniority than him. And she was just like, oh, really? And she was like, who else heard him? And I was like, anybody that was sitting in the lobby. How delightful. And it was just so embarrassing. But I felt like that I was just like, if I don't stand up for myself when I'm this embarrassed, if I don't stand up for myself when someone else has tried to humiliate me, like, and do it gently. I'm not going to throw a fit, but I was just trying to be like, I was trying to be quiet about it instead of throwing a fit. Because, of course, I've thrown fits and nobody listens. But that day, people heard me. Now, I humiliate myself on a regular basis. Spirit humiliates me. Okay, that's not right. Spirit humbles me frequently. Yeah, like when I go, oh my gosh, I'm sure we can figure this out. I'm sure we can figure out the plumbing on the new sink. Sure, we can do that. Why wouldn't we be able to do that? It's not that hard, right? Well, it is. I mean, it is that hard. That's a bad ego. And I got humbled pretty quickly. So that sink still leaks to this day. Yeah. Personally, I just see that cats can humble you pretty quick. When you're like, oh my gosh, no, my cat never does that. And they're like, oh really? Oh really, Jennifer? Let me take you down a notch. Yeah. So that is also humbling. But, you know, I feel like cats are just like, they think that they're gods. I don't really. And I have too many, by the way. I have 8. So still have cats up for adoption, just letting you know. I mean, not Mal and not Badger. And unfortunately, those two don't get along. So, you know. But the thing is, I don't mind being humbled by spirit or myself or by my own ineptitude of me going, oh my God, how hard could this be? Come on, Dr. Sue, we'll just do this ourselves. It'll be great. And the next thing you know, instead of like a job that somebody quoted you like, you know, $2,000, $2,500, the next thing you know, it's $4,000, and you're like, oh yeah, wow, I messed that up real good, didn't I? Yeah. I mean, that's some crazy stuff. That's serious. So this is where we are. Super fun. But the thing is that, oh gosh, you guys, thank you so much, whoever is saying that. I love that you're a brave soul. And 100%, all I see is Facebook user. I don't know what switched with the program. I don't know. It's probably something I did. But yeah, anytime I step too far into my ego, anytime like Spirit is quick to humble me and be like, oh, nice try though. That's why people study that shit for like years. As you guys have noticed, my website still isn't up. Do you know why? Because I was like, oh my gosh, how hard could this be? It could be pretty hard. Yeah, it could be, like, I understand why people get paid big bucks for that. Yeah, because I'm just like, I can't, oh my gosh, I don't even know, I can't do it anymore. So, the good thing about a healthy ego is that we can admit when we have stepped too far. And I have no problem admitting that to most people. There's a few people that I don't like to, you know, go, oh my gosh, yeah, I know everything about that. But the one thing about me is on my business cards, I will not put stuff on there until I have studied the absolute crap out of it. I mean, really. I've been studying numerology. I got into numerology really heavy in the early 2000s, like 2001. I started taking classes in it in 2002. I love the numbers. Love it. Some of my favorite stuff. I love numerology. I did not put it on my business cards until 2017. The astrology thing is like a whole other animal. I started studying astrology in about 2017, and I started taking classes in 2019 and 2020. I haven't stopped taking classes like on astrology, and what I am learning is that you never stop learning astrology. But I get humbled real quick. I mean, real quick. I don't know what it is. I always get like Aquarius and Pisces mixed up all the time. How long have I been doing this shit? And I still get Aquarius and Pisces mixed up. You know, it's just, it's humbling. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I mean, you know, when you go to some place and you're like, I can't wait to take you to this place. It's such a great city. I know it really well. And then you get lost. That's me, 100%. Well, hello. I don't know who. All I can see is Facebook user on my chat thing. I don't know what I did to. I don't know what I did. I don't know if Facebook made some changes because I can't see who is in the chat. I can just see Facebook user. But hello. I'm so glad that you're here, sweet friend. I like that. But you can't rule yourself by ego. Then you end up like crazy people. And I don't know if it's power or money or both that makes you crazy. But I've never had that kind of money, like, famous people or, billionaires or Diddy or, Sean Combs. I don't know. Well, hello, Todd. And I assume your lovely wife is with you. But I don't know if it's power or money that makes some of these people crazy. But when you get to a place where you're thinking that you're the puppet master and you can control people, you're in a dangerous position. You're seriously in a dangerous position. The other thing is that I don't know why people think, for any reason at all, that I am this person, but don't just start going to random readers and asking for like spells or negative work to be done on other people. First of all, I won't do that shit. I don't care how much you're paying me. Don't care. I mean, seriously, you could be paying off my mortgage and I would still be like, yeah, we're going to have to, no, because any really good practitioner, any good dedicated witch of any kind is going to tell you absolutely not, because that stuff comes back on them as well as you. It comes back on them threefold. No, absolutely not. And I won't do it. I've had people ask me, I've had people call me up and say, where can I get a spell for this? And I'm like, you know what? You're going to have to Google that because I don't know. And I probably have some stuff over here. I probably do. I mean, I don't even know how many books I have on like different kinds of like practices, or some are I just cannot think of names today. What is it with me? Is this like menopause, ladies? Is this what this is? I mean, this is ridiculous. I'm trying to see what I mean, there's all different kinds of magic. There's all different kinds of classification of witches. Wiccans are the most common. That's fine. They're great, and I love going to Wiccan rituals because it just has such fantastic and wonderful energy. If it's a good group, god dang, that's the place you want to be. It's freaking awesome. I am not a practicing Wiccan. I'm not. But I love being around the energy of those groups. There's like green witches. There's like, I don't know, Glinda the Good Witch. Ha ha ha. I am so funny. But the thing is, there's lots of different kinds. There's all kinds out there. I'm not ever going to have someone call me up and say, hey, I want to put a hex on this person. I want to make sure that my ex-husband, ex-wife doesn't ever get remarried and they're miserable without me. Stop right there. I'm going to have you do some work on yourself. That's what I'm going to have you do. And anybody with a decent reputation, or anybody that is worth a grain of salt, that's what they're going to tell you. They are never going to go, okay, here, do this, say this 3 times, whatever, and then like send it out. No. You can protect yourself, absolutely. You can return to sender, absolutely. That's not coming back on you. It's not, because you didn't create that. That's protecting yourself. That's protecting you. That's protecting your family. That's protecting your animals. It's protecting your property, whatever. I do mirror spells all the time on that. right now, currently, I have a mirror in front of my office. I have a mirror in front of my house. I have mirrors all over the joint because I'm sending it back. It's not even allowed to come in. So that's a different story than calling me up and asking me to send some negative shit to your ex because he's a douche. Well, duh. That's why you got divorced. I mean, you don't have to put anything on them. First of all, if it's an ex situation, an ex romantic situation, they lost you. So right away, they should feel empty. And maybe they're going to try to replace it with another person or sugar or whatever. The thing is, they lost you. And if they're being ridiculously hateful to you, if they're trying to like create drama around situations with you, whatever, your kids, it means that they're trying to get your attention. Yeah, they are. They're trying to get your attention, love, and that is their ego because you damaged it. Most of the people that I talk to are doing really good once they get away from that negative energy and they start to heal. Once they get away from that energy and they start to heal, they're just like, okay, this is hard. This is hard healing, but I don't want them back. I don't want that. And then they start to level up. Oh, and now they want them back in like a big way. So that can happen with friends and families, people that you work with, whatever. They want you to stay in like a certain place. They want to keep you low because they feel shitty. And their ego is saying, well, if you can make them feel bad, if you can make them fail, if you can make them, lonely or whatever, you'll feel better. And you don't. I don't know about y'all, but I always feel guilty at that. Yeah, I always feel like when I'm just like, oh my gosh, was that too mean? Should I have said that? Should I have like, So I usually go to two people. One is the nicest person I've ever met that really like doesn't like to say boo to a goose, the kind of person that's afraid of spiders, but if there's a spider in her house, she'll take it outside if it's not too cold. She'll take it outside because she doesn't want to kill it, but she doesn't want it in her house. So I go to her, and I'll read whatever email or text or tell her what I said, and I see what she thinks. And then I go to the meanest person, and I go, did I do this too far? Is this too far? Did I do this too far? And I just wait and see what they say. Yeah. Most of the time, what I get is they go, this seems a little out of character for you. Like, I know. And I start to feel guilty because I'm like, oh my gosh, what if that person was just having a bad day or a bad year, or what if they were just in a bad mood and I was the only person that they could just take out that energy on? Well, no. That's not where we are, right? We're not in like an educated place anymore. We know like how to deal with stress or unhappiness, and if you don't, there's like 15 million videos on YouTube that will help you cope. And there's even this wonderful place called BetterHelp. It's like online counseling. No. We are not in the place where everybody has to have a punching bag anymore. I have not gone to weddings for family members because I knew, I was like, no, the bride needs a target on those days. The bride needs an outlet for that stress. And I am not going to that wedding and being that stressed. I don't give a shit how fun it is. They could have a circus and clowns there, and I would still just be like, you'll have to do a hard pass on that because I don't I'm not going to put myself in that position anymore. So I've said no to a lot of activities where I'm just like, yeah, I'm good at home. I can watch reruns of Yellowstone. That feels good. Yeah, I'm good. You know, Course, Yellowstone, The Love Boat. The Love Boat comes on Pluto now all the time. I love it. So I can essentially just sit home and not be somebody's punching bag, and I can be happy with that. Yeah. Now, I know that I've done that to people. And I'll just be real honest with you. When I've been in a bad mood, when I've had like, a shitty day or something bad's happened to me, or I'm just frustrated with the situation, I will go to somebody and like pick a fight. And sometimes I do it unintentionally. I'll just be like, can you believe this? Do you believe this is happening? And maybe that person is also frustrated and we just like lock horns, and nope. And I've also had friends, people that I really love, to say, I'm not going to argue with you. I know you're unhappy, but I'm not going to argue with you. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'm sorry. And I say I'm sorry a lot. To the point where one of my clients gave me a T-shirt for my birthday a couple of years ago that said, not sorry. I mean, yeah. So kind of funny, but I should start wearing that shirt again. But I do try to apologize when I have hurt someone. But what gets me is when we're both saying hurtful things and we're both like in that place of a heated discussion or an argument or disagreement, I don't always get that back. Or sometimes I don't even get the opportunity to apologize because, and they're never going to apologize to me. They'll say shitty things to me, send me a text that says, bye, Felicia. Like, how fucking old are you? Really? And you're just like, okay. I mean, and you just skip away. I don't even walk. I'm just like hightailing it out of there. But the thing is, I know that I have absolutely no control over what happens to them. Do I have fantasies about it? 100%. I could not stand the minister that was the preacher at my grandmother's funeral. I mean, this woman she's been a part of that church since, I don't know, since God was a boy. I mean, a long time. She was like 94 when she passed. So it's been a minute, since she was part of that church. This man took the opportunity, and this is a small funeral. This man took the opportunity to sell his like overseas ministries and like all the stuff that he's doing in Haiti while we're at my grandmother's funeral. I was on fire. I was on fire mad. Like, he didn't say one thing about her except for just like, pithy comments about like, well, she was trying to control the situation even after she passed. She planned her damn funeral. So, I mean, and I'm just sitting there going, so I've had fantasies about winning the lottery and buying a church and just like kicking him out. I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can just buy the church from the Baptist Association and do that, but that's a fantasy. I'm not actively trying to get this man ousted from the church. I don't really know that many people that go to that church anymore. I mean, just people that I grew up with like a long time ago. But I'm not actively trying to get this man like out of at the church. I'm not actively trying to like cause any problems for him. I just have some small, quick fantasies while looking in the mirror, brushing my teeth, and going, you know what would be fun? To win the lottery and buy that church and replace him. It's a small town. The church has maybe 100 members, 150, maybe. I mean, We're not talking about Ebenezer. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about the Crystal Cathedral. So, little small, why would I do something like that? That's crazy, right? But it's just a nice fantasy. You know, people that I used to date, and I've been married for 11 years. I mean, we just celebrated our 11-year anniversary, and we've been together for like 14 or something. What do I care what goes on with these people? I mean, we're all in our 50s. We're all getting like, you know, we're all doing like weird stuff is happening to us. Me with adult acne, the fun part of menopause, you know, stuff like that. I'm not trying to send negative stuff out to them. When we first broke up, maybe, you know, when things were going badly, absolutely. I mean, you just, you know, you just have those little fantasies, but you don't actively send out that negative energy to them. You're just like, oh my gosh, I really hope that when you're at that hockey game that the kids can't find you and the girl beside you won't kiss you. Oh, is that mean? Yeah. I mean, and then when people do mean things to friends of mine, oh, I'm vicious. And I feed those fantasies for them. I don't know that that's a good thing. Karma's probably going to bite me on the ass for that. But you know, the thing is, I know that my friends are not actively going to do something like that. You know, their ex-husband that they were married to for 24 years, they're not actually going to do anything about it. You know, so it's all in how you do it, right? But you have to have enough healthy ego to stand up for yourself and to say, I deserve better. I deserve better treatment. I deserve something better. No, I won't allow this to happen. And I really try hard to do that with my kids' school, because a lot of times, when I get called to the school because there's something going on with one of my sons, the first thing I think is, oh my gosh, what did they do? What have they done? I know they did it. But I have to hear them out, you know, because if I'm not defending them to their teachers, to whatever's going on in that classroom or that school or the district or whatever, no one else is going to stand up for them. And they need to know that at least they have me in their corner. And just like I told my son, one of my sons has he pronounces words really harshly, thickly. So he gets, like, the letters get turned around and he'll say things that sound like a cuss word. What a shocker, being my son, right? But it's not. So last year at school, he said something, and we have been getting onto him, telling him that it sounded like he was saying a cuss word, that it sounded like he was using a swear word. When we knew he wasn't, we knew what he was trying to say, but I was like, people are hearing the swear. They're not hearing that word that you're trying to say. And he's like, okay, but you know that I'm not cussing. I'm like, yes. Because I lied to them and told them that they had to be 21 to cuss. They're going to find out soon enough that I'm lying to them, but that's fine. We're not doing that right now. I mean, I figured 21 to drink, 21 to cuss, right? Whatever. So anyway, yeah, I just lied to my kids. But say, I was at the school because they had like field day, and I was at the school, and the teacher was like, he was sitting on the side, and I was like, hey, what's thing 2 doing over here? And she was like, well, he said something inappropriate in the bathroom, and another teacher heard him and reported him. And he was sitting there with this mutinous look on his face. He was so angry. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And I'm telling the teacher, I'm like, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. And she was like, no, it's fine. I took care of it, but he's sitting out for a minute. And I was like, okay. She said, but, you're here, so I'll let him participate. And I was like, thank you. I appreciate that. So I went over and I'm talking to him like, what's the situation? What's going on? And he said, well, I said that word. And he said, and the teacher heard me, and she kept saying, no, that is what you said. That is what you said. And she wouldn't believe me. And he said, so she told me that I was going to have to miss all of field day unless I confessed that I did that. And then she was just going to make me sit out the first relay. And I was just like, okay, we're going to take care of this right now. But don't you ever, 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 ever admit to something that you didn't do. If you didn't do that and you're being truthful with me, come and tell me and we'll work this out. And I was like, but don't you ever do that. I don't care what they're threatening you with. Don't admit to something that you didn't do. And he was just like, okay. And he said, but I didn't want to miss field day. And I was like, that's for me. So I was trying not to act and be like, oh my God, it's my kid, blah, 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 and be like all, wackadoo on them. But I did go and talk to him, and I was like, you do realize that he, he says things like that. And she goes, yeah. And I said, okay. So we've been having a hard time with him. And he's saying this word, but it sounds like this word. And she's like, but the teacher said. And I said, yeah, I'm sure. But did you hear that? So I was trying to stand up for my son and not be, hey, YouTube, and not be like belligerent and not lead from the ego and be like, throwing it around going, my son, I was trying to be a little bit chill. But the thing is, I had to have a certain amount of ego just to go to them and be like, can we talk about this? I'm not trying to be abusive, but confrontation does not mean abuse, and having a healthy ego does not mean that you're egotistical. It doesn't mean that you're a narcissist. So you can go in and just say, I'd like to talk about this. This is what I know. I'm not sure what you heard. But then his regular teacher was like, oh my gosh. And I said, he's going to speech therapy to pronounce, his R's and W's and his TH's the right way. And I said, but when he's being forced into admitting something that he didn't do, I don't really appreciate that. So it's a different story, and I really could have escalated that situation and made it really, really bad if I had gone in there guns blazing, throwing like this massive ego around. That's not the answer. It's not. So I try really hard to balance it out, because 9 times out of 10, if the teachers are saying that my kids did something, pretty sure. I mean, I'm not trying to be weird, but they are the wrecking crew for a reason. I mean, seriously, I'm getting my house ready for my mother-in-law to visit, and you would not believe what was under their bed. I was expecting Jimmy Hoffa to come out when I was like sweeping. I was expecting to find, I was like, okay, decide. So anyway, I just want to tell you, there is a healthy way to use your ego. There is a healthy way to express yourself, to say, I am worth this. And honestly, I know a lot of you out there, especially all the empaths, some of you just need to say that every now and then. Some of you just need to look in the mirror and say, I am absolutely worth this. I'm absolutely worth this raise. I'm absolutely worth this love. I'm absolutely worth this. And sometimes you just need to say that. You can be your own best cheerleader, and you can be your own worst enemy. But the important thing here is that we have no control over what happens to other people. We can help people, we can direct people, we can, like, especially when they come to us for help, we can do that, but we can't control what goes on. You can't force it. Even if it's your own kids. I don't want to clean out from under their beds again. That was crazy. That was absolutely insane. Very unpleasant. Okay, sorry. I was just getting updates on my phone. But I hope this works for you. Please, please, please listen to me. Do not go to practitioners and ask for things to be cast out on people that you don't like. Don't go to someone and say, I need this person to have a miserable life because they're not with me, or, I'm sick of this person's success. Don't do that. That is not a healthy ego. It's not optimal, and it's not really good karma at all in any way, shape, or form. It's not stopping. My phone is just going off. But it really isn't. It is not healthy in any way, shape, or form. If you are mad at someone, be angry with them. If you are sick of their treatment, step away from them and really step away from them. Don't troll them on social media until you see something bad happen to them. It will happen. It will. You don't need to be in charge of that. You don't need to carry that karma. Okay? So just protect yourself, stay in your lane, and as hard as it is, are you kidding me? Again, I've been married to my husband for 11 years, been with him for 14, and every now and then, I just want to look up some of these people on social media and be like, are they fat yet? Are they unhappy? It's not the answer. It's not the answer. And you'll drive yourself crazy. Look at some of these people that have gone a little crazy with their power and a lot crazy with their money, and look at where they are. Where has it gotten them? Not good places. Not good places. Dead, prison. It's not good places. Okay? So, that being said, I hope all of you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Speaking of which, my mother-in-law is coming in town in a couple of weeks. It's around Halloween. Anyway, I think that week of Halloween is when she is here on a Tuesday, so I may not be able to do my live show. I will keep you posted. The numerology is going to be up before then. I am back to doing the numerology readings. I'm going to see if I'm going to step back into the astrology reading, the zodiac reading. So if you're interested in it, just drop me a comment on YouTube on the numerology readings so that I know that you would like to see the zodiac readings. But there's a lot of people doing the zodiac readings. I know I'm so great. But there's a lot of people that do zodiac readings. And really, I love zodiac readings, but I love numerology. So anyway, let me know if you do like those. I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you for joining me tonight. And to all of you that watch me in the reruns, I do appreciate you. I do. And hey, jump in the live show sometime. I hope y'all have a great, great night and a great week. And until we see each other again, get out there and make your magic. Bye.